Welcome to Not That Girl Anymore, part of the Liminal Network. I'm your host, Dawn Bouillon. This is more than a podcast. It's a sisterhood. We're reclaiming our voices, our worth, and our lives. One story, one truth, one brave step at a time. Hey friends, welcome back to Not That Girl Anymore. I'm your host, Dawn Bouillon, a trauma therapist and coach. And today we're going to talk about something that touches every single one of us. And I feel like this is especially heavy for us today. And that's trauma. And for a long time, I thought trauma was only the really big things. Some of the things that have happened in our world just recently, like the violence and the abuse and the disasters and the war. And yes, those are traumatic, but it's more than that. And trauma is also about the absence of the good things that we need too. The moments where we're unseen or unknown or unloved or unprotected or not celebrated. Those experiences, both the hard things that happened and the good things that didn't happen, leave marks on us, and they shape the way we see ourselves and the world. So here's the simplest way I can put it. Trauma is not the event itself. Trauma isn't the thing that happened to you. It's what happened inside of you as a result. Trauma is the impact that it leaves. It's the wound inside of us. It's the disconnection that happens when something overwhelms us and we lose our sense of safety, power, and worth. And the hopeful part of that is because trauma is not the event, but it's the wound, then we're not powerless to heal it. Maybe we can't go back and change what happened necessarily, but we can absolutely go back and heal the wound. And healing it doesn't erase it, but it changes the way that it lives inside of us. So one of the clearest ways to understand trauma is through disconnection. The essence of trauma is disconnection. It's disconnection from ourselves when we lose touch with who we are. It's disconnection from our body when it no longer feels safe to be in our own skin, or we don't pay attention to what our body's communicating with us. It's disconnection from our emotions when feelings seem too overwhelming, or they're not safe, or we have to suppress them. And it's disconnection from our gut, our intuition, when we stop trusting our inner knowing and we start second guessing ourselves. That's the essence of trauma. It forces us to turn away from parts of ourselves in order to survive. And healing is about gently coming back home to those parts, to ourselves, our body, our emotions, and our inner wisdom. But many people don't even realize that they're carrying trauma. Maybe you feel like what you went through was just normal. Or maybe you were told to just get over it. Or maybe you learned to push it down with positivity, or you were told just to pray about it. That's what we call spiritual bypassing. We use faith or nice sounding words to avoid facing what's really going on inside. But here's the truth. Pain that is bypassed doesn't go away. It just goes underground. And it shows up later in our bodies, in our emotions, and in our relationships until we finally turn toward it with honesty and compassion. Healing requires truth. We got to be honest about it. God meets us in our pain, not in our pretending. And because trauma lives not just in the mind, but in the body, it shows up in our nervous system. That's where we see our fight and our flight and our freeze and our fawn responses. These are how we've learned to survive. It's not weakness. They're signs of how your body has worked to protect you. And the body remembers everything. And it doesn't lie. And it's always communicating with us. And trauma is personal, but it's also bigger than us. It lives collectively. We're surrounded by it. The wars, the injustice, the racism, the inequality, the pandemics, right? It's right at our fingertips. We can see more than we've ever been able to see before. And even when those things aren't directly happening to us, your body still absorbs the weight of them. The stress, the fear, the grief of the world around us. It settles into our nervous system too. And then there's the generational trauma. Pain that isn't healed gets passed down. The patterns, the fears, the coping strategies of our parents and our grandparents, they shaped us more than we realize. And we carry their burdens without even realizing it. But again, here's the hopeful truth. If trauma can be passed down, then so can healing. And every step we take towards our own healing can send ripples of hope to the next generation. The cycle doesn't have to continue with us. But there is a cost to not healing. So what happens if we don't face our trauma? It doesn't just go away. It doesn't disappear. It leaks out. It shows up in our bodies as stress and anxiety and depression and illness. And it shows up in our relationships as conflict and distance and repeating painful, harmful patterns. And it shows up in our work as burnout or perfectionism or never feeling good enough. And unhealed trauma convinces us that there's something wrong with us, that we are the problem, when really it's the wound inside of us that's crying out for attention. And it doesn't even stop with us. If we don't do the work to heal, then we're going to pass our pain to the people around us. We're going to pass it to our children, to our partners, to our communities. You can see that in the world today. The violence, the hatred, the division, so much of that is the result of unhealed pain and trauma. And that is why healing matters. Because we cannot be a part of healing the world around us if we're not willing to heal ourselves first, to reconnect to the parts of us that we had to abandon in order to just survive. So, what does this healing even look like? Healing is turning back towards yourself with compassion and curiosity. It's reconnecting to that little girl or that little boy inside of you who was wounded and saying, I see you. I'm here for you and I care. And it's paying attention to your body. Anxiety, for example, is often just a wounded part of us that's sounding the alarm in our body, saying, hey, what about me? Do I matter? And instead of trying to silence it, we can turn towards it and ask, what is it that you're needing from me right now? That compassionate curiosity. It's practicing that empathy and that compassion. And empathy means being willing to feel with someone, to sit with their pain without trying to fix it. It's saying, I see you and I care. And compassion takes it even further. It says, you make sense in your story and you are still worthy of love. And it's remembering, because trauma lives in the body, that when it comes to healing, healing has to involve the body too. And that's why I use experiential methods of therapy and coaching. Like, for example, I use accelerated resolution therapy, or ART. And ART works with the mind, the body, and the emotions all together to reconnect to those younger wounded parts of you and to release that trauma and to gently rebuild those connections. And talk therapy does have a place, but with trauma, we often need more than that. And the good news is our brains and our bodies are built for healing. A little word called neuroplasticity means we can rewire our brain. We can change it. And the same nervous system that once learned survival can also learn safety and trust and connection again. So here's what I want you to take away from today. Trauma is not just what happened. It's what happened inside of you. It's the wound that it left. It's the disconnection that followed. And even maybe more importantly, I want you to hear this. Healing is possible because healing is about the reconnection. And healing ourselves is the best gift that we can give to ourselves, to our children, to our loved ones, and to the world. If you've ever wondered, how can I make a difference? How can I be a part of healing? The first step is always this: heal the little girl or the little boy within you. Heal you first. You can't give to someone else what you haven't first received. And that's why I love that simple definition of the gospel. Receive God's love and give it away. Healing is part of receiving that love for every part of you, even the wounded, hidden, hurting places, and learning to love yourself the way that He does. And it's from that place of healing, from that place of being loved, we can finally turn towards others and give that love away in a way that's real and healthy and whole and healing. So before we close, I want to leave you with just a few questions to reflect on. When you think about yourself and where you are right now, Am I passing on trauma and pain and disconnection? Or am I passing down healing and hope and connection? Am I doing my part to heal the world and make it a better place? Or am I stirring up hate and division or fear? What inside of me is hurting and in need of healing right now? And am I ready and willing to begin that healing journey? So take some time and just reflect on that. Let that guide you into a place of compassion for yourself and hope for the world around you. So remember this: you are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You are not alone. Every time you turn towards yourself with compassion and curiosity, you are healing. And every time you reconnect with love, you are healing. And every time you choose to connect with others in a safe, meaningful way, you are helping to heal the world too. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you next time on Not That Girl Anymore. And until then, remember this: you matter, your story matters, your voice matters, and your healing matters. Hey, friend, just a quick note. I am a licensed therapist, but this podcast isn't therapy. It's not meant to diagnose or treat anything. It's here to offer you support, encouragement, and real conversation. If you're struggling, please reach out to a trusted professional. You are not alone, and you are so worthy of healing. Even if your voice shakes, keep using it. Your healing matters. If you're ready to go deeper, you can book a session by clicking the link in the show notes or visiting our website, embraceyourbrave.org, to learn more about our therapy and trauma-informed coaching options. Let's explore how we can walk this journey together. You are not alone. Embrace your brave, sis. You're not that girl anymore.